smash that like button and subscribe, or I'm gonna end up homeless. Alright, so for today's video, we're going to be taking a look at the old Battle Pass and determining whether or not you still have time to finish grinding to where your goal is, or if maybe you need to kick it in gear and get to grinding a bit more. So in the Battle Pass, we got obviously metal detector at paid level 5. If you don't have this, I don't know what you're doing, because you'd have to literally have done nothing, or maybe you just didn't buy the Battle Pass. Either one. If you didn't pay for it, I wouldn't even worry about anything saying the pay track. If you did pay for it, you should be here by now. I don't think there's much to say about that. Level 10 for free. Alchemist, this kit is mediocre. Some people like it, some people really think it's terrible. I just think it sits somewhere in the middle as like more of a fun kit to play. It's not, ever since they removed the duplicate glitch with this, it's kind of mediocre. I assume most people are level 10 though. This Tiger Brawler Freya skin, not my favorite. A lot of people do like it though. If you don't wear her skin and you just use the sword is kind of cool. But like I said, most people should be level 12 by now. This is the most annoying in-lobby gadget, so you should definitely be 15 and get that, and just spam it next to people all for hours, just in the lobby. Click, click, click. Just here, look, listen. We'll just clip into it. That's what this is good for. Anyways, let's keep going in the Battle Pass. And we got Sheep Herder, level 20. This is a pretty good kit. Now, it does have some pretty decent cons to it. If you die, you lose all your sheep. There will only ever be 5 sheep on the map at a time, and so you got to collect them all and you'll deal more damage. Pretty cool kit. Kind of feels like a semi-off-brand Airy, but imagine an Airy that loses its damage when it dies. So not a bad kit, but not that great either. I'd say it's in the middle, but not a terrible kit. It's definitely something interesting to have, and if you don't have Airy, I'd definitely say you want that kit, and it's free. Anybody can get it, just level 20. That is super easy to reach. If you're not level 20, kick it in gear, my boys. You can make it. Kill bird effect is just a kill effect. It's all right. For my paid players, Croco Wolf, is it worth grinding to 30? Well, if you paid for the Battle Pass, level 30 is not that far out. You've got a week and 4 days to get there, so I think you should realistically be able to get this. If you're somehow not level 30 yet, you got a week and 4 days, and I'm sure that last week, typically the last week has a huge XP boost for everybody. Plus, they've been buffing the mission XP a lot. So Croco Wolf is pretty good. If you lose your bed, you're going to gain a massive speed boost and a big knockback. This allows you to make some seriously good plays after you've lost your bed. Just be careful not to fall off the map and die, or just die in general, because that will ruin the whole point of your kit, because you won't have a bed. But pretty interesting. The only kit that really actually has any function around losing your bed. So definitely a unique kit that you want to add to your collection. If you don't have it, you should get it, because it's unique and there's nothing else like it in the game. Jade Hammer and Lobby. I mean, if you like your lobby gadgets, collect your lobby gadgets. Now, this is where it gets spicy. Conqueror, level 40 for free. If you're not here, I really, really recommend you kick it in gear. If you're like 20 to 30, this should be pretty easy to get in the next week, as long as you sit down and you actually grind a bit. Maybe even consider AFK grinding a bit. Conqueror is one of the best free kits in my opinion, with his heal banner, anti-knockback banner, and the fire banner, and overall it's super juicy with this kit. This kit is super strong. You throw down a heal banner and a no knockback banner, and like, people can't stop you from mining their bed typically. And then on top of that, I've even, in my gameplay, when I showed should you buy Conqueror or should you grind Conqueror, I literally just like 1v4'd sometimes with this kit. It is actually very disgusting. One of the strongest free kits you can get in the game, I'd say, and 10 out of 10 would recommend you farm for this kit and get it. Like I said, if you're like 20 to 30, this shouldn't be that far out of your way to get if you're a free-to-play player. As of, that's basically the last real big goal for a free player. Free players really only have to get 40, because the rest of these aren't that important. I mean, if you want to dance, you could, but yeah, basically 40 is the last big thing for free-to-play players, and this kit is worth it, 110%. And then right below that, we got Spirit Baker. You're gonna get different kind of pies and apple look. I don't really wear skins in game, but not a half bad skin. I mean, add it to your collection, why not? And that's gonna take us to the last thing to really talk about here. We got a kill effect here, but that's Nyx. If you bought the Battle Pass, I would say you need to be probably 30 plus, unless you're gonna grind a ton. If you're not 30 plus and you bought the Battle Pass, you might be semi-struggling to get 50 by the end of next week, because that's not a lot of time, and that's 20 levels. And if you remember, the last levels get the steepest, like 53,000 here for the last level, or well, it's like 51,000 for the last level or something like that. So yeah, you got to grind your buns off to get nicks. If you're like 30, 40, I think you'd be fine as long as you keep grinding. If you're below 30 or 40 and you're trying to get nicks, that's not looking good, boys. You're going to have to work hard. You're going to have to AFK grind. You're going to have to do something to get here. But if you're 30, 40, I think you'll get Nyx just fine. Nyx is a pretty interesting kit. She gets increased damage and armor penetration when she activates her effect. Now it builds up after getting hits, and I believe off the top of my head it's like 4 or 5 hits to hit the max armor pen and damage. And it gives you a little bit of a buff that allow you to kill most people in a one-on-one fight. But it doesn't scale as broken as something like Airy, but not a bad kit. Still is pretty useful overall. And so yeah, I would say definitely try to get Nyx if you paid for the battle pass. Obviously, if you pay for the battle pass, the ideal goal is to farm everything. Otherwise, you're wasting your Robux by buying battle passes if you're not making it to 50. But for sure, my free-to-play players, you guys should get 40. I recommend it highly. If there's one thing to take home from this video, it is that you should grind your buns off to get Conqueror. It is a super solid kit, and I just think it'd be overall worth it. Everything else in the battle pass is okay. Crocowolf's okay, Sheep Herder's okay, Alchemist is okay, the skin is okay. Metal Detector, super good, but like I said, I don't think we have to talk about Metal Detector because he's level 5. If you bought the battle pass and you're not level 5, we need to talk. I want to interview you and ask why you bought the battle pass and didn't get level 5. But Metal Detector and Conqueror, I would say, are the best 2 kits. Conqueror and Metal Detector are, in my opinion, the best 2 kits for this season. And then Nyx is close behind those 2. I just think Conqueror and Metal Detector have easier plays. So honestly, if I had to pick a goal, I would say make sure you got your Metal Detector, and I don't know how you wouldn't do that. And then get Conqueror. You need Conqueror. Trust me, it's super good. And if you don't play Conqueror and you think it's bad, you got to give it a try. Play it a few more times. I promise you, this is a very good kit. Just don't burn all your iron too early game, because that's about the only con this kit has. But in other words, it's super spicy. On that note, you got a week and 4 days, so get to grinding. I believe in all of you, and you can get there. And then yeah, season 5's on its way. Hopefully season 5 adds something more interesting. This is for a level 50 kit. If we compare this to things like Airy, Pyro, and then Ares, I feel like Nyx is almost one of the weakest level 50 kits in the game. I know a lot of people really love Nyx, but I feel like she could use a slight buff, because Airy can scale way out of control. Pyro can scale pretty way out of control with his flamethrower. Like if you get a max flamethrower with armor pen, you can deal like 60 damage to emerald armor, and I don't think Nyx compares to that at all. She doesn't really compare to Airy at all. And then Ares spears, now I know a lot of people like Ares spears, but they do 65 damage, and that they're really good at killing scripters and stuff. I feel like Nyx is kind of weak, so hopefully in season 5 we see something a bit better there. But on that note, I think all of you could make it there. Just be like level 30, 40, and just know that it's our last week and that you guys need to start grinding your buns off if you're not there yet. I'm assuming most of us are there, because you could AFK gun game for a while there. I made a video on how you could AFK, and the developer said that's completely fine. They don't care if you AFK the game, not right now at least. They might change that in the future, but I don't think it's the biggest of their worries. I think they got a lot more other stuff to worry about. But anyways, on that note, good luck to all of you, and I think it's time to wrap up this video with thanking those YouTube members. So thank you, Mob Peas, Redwood Deadwood, Easter Axolotl, Darkest Troller, Finally Cringe, Giftogen, Wolfite, Epic Gaming, and Frozen Haze. Thank you all so much for being members of the channel, and on that note, I will see you all in the next video or stream. Peace out.